It's not surprising that the seed retention community is one of the fastest growing communities in the world. Many men have discovered that seed retention has been helpful to their lives and are practicing seed retention every day. Whether it's a man's romantic life, his business, his career, or his day-to-day life, seed retention has countless benefits. And seed retention isn't even a new concept, as there have been authors talking about and recommending seed retention to young men for decades. Seed retention might seem like a new fad. It's been around for much longer. Some of the works supporting seed retention even date back to the early 90s. The ancient Chinese philosophy known as Taoism taught that self-control over your urges was a way of maintaining and increasing one's life force, and that releasing your seed actually depletes it. This comes from the book The Art of the Bedchamber by Douglas Weil, if you're wondering. Anyway, moving back to the topic of the video. Just as with any rapidly growing thing, there are of course people that will try and discredit it. While it's true that seed retention doesn't have much scientific studies backing it, but that doesn't mean it's pseudoscience. In this video, we're going to focus on reasons why seed retention works. We won't be trying to answer all of the misinformation the naysayers spread. Instead, my goal will be to explain how seed retention works. And if you think it's something for you, then you can try it and see if it works yourself. Before we begin, let's discuss what exactly seed retention is. Put simply, seed retention is the practice of not releasing your seed. It's not the same as celibacy though. Many men who practice seed retention all agree that intimacy with a woman is different than satisfying your own self while looking at dirty content available on the internet. When you practice seed retention, the energy you would have otherwise lost is now stored in your body, and you can transmute it into whatever your heart desires. There are tangible benefits from seed retention, and while there aren't many scientific studies backing it up, there are thousands of men that can swear that seed retention has helped them. If you were to check the subreddit of seed retention, you'd find many men that talk about their positive experience with seed retention and how it's been nothing but a benefit in their lives. Now here's where the issue arises. Yes, seed retention has many benefits, but the seed retention community is also a bit overzealous when it comes to practicing seed retention. They believe that seed retention will give them super strength, turn them into a chick magnet, and help them live over 100 years. It's people that spread information like this is what gets seed retention a bad reputation. Seed retention is useful in that it gives you a number of benefits in all three domains of life: the mental domain, the physical, and the spiritual. But it's not magic. It won't do magical things. But let's talk about the studies that support seed retention. Starting off with the first study, in 2018, researchers conducted a survey studying the effects of abstinence over a moderate sample of different men and found that it led to increased seed motility. Another study in 2007, researchers in the National Polytechnic Institute found out that androgen receptors in the brain were lower in the group that didn't practice seed retention and frequently released their seed. Now you might be wondering, what are androgen receptors and why are they important? Androgen receptors are the receptors in the brain that are responsible for producing testosterone. Now, if you're not already aware, testosterone is the male hormone. It's responsible for all of the masculine characteristics of the males in the species. It affects a lot of things ranging from your masculinity to your confidence, your muscle growth, hair fall, and many other things. So, if the androgen receptors in your brain are decreased, so too will the testosterone in your body. This can have negative impacts in your life. This is probably the main reason why men who practice seed retention feel such a strong shift in their personality and lifestyle. Because, due to practicing seed retention, their testosterone levels normalize. This makes them feel more masculine. A smaller study in 2003 performed by the researchers at a college in China discovered that men practicing seed retention had much higher testosterone levels. This links with the previous study in that seed retention helps bring testosterone levels back to normal by fixing the androgen receptors in your brain. Meanwhile, a similar study in 2001 at the Essen University Hospital in Germany showed elevated testosterone levels in men practicing seed retention. 3 studies saying the same thing can't be a coincidence. Now that we've established that seed retention helps testosterone, let's talk about some anecdotal evidence. Seed retention helps because it gives a man his drive back, his drive to improve himself, his drive to be better. How? Take the men in the past, for example. They didn't have access to the internet as we do. So, to fulfill their biological desire to spread their seed, they had to improve themselves and rise above the competition if they wanted to be with a woman. This made them work hard for it. Meanwhile, modern men can have access to a bare woman by just pressing a few times on their phone. And the constant self-satisfaction has also brought the modern men into a state of complacency, unwilling to put in the time and effort to improve themselves. You have to realize that this is a plague in modern society. You have to save yourself from it. If you're interested in knowing more about seed retention, be sure to hit subscribe and take a look at the other videos on the channel. Be sure to like the video too, as it can help the video reach more men looking for a purpose and direction in life.